Welcome to the new podcast, episode number 109. My name is Steven. I am joined, as always, by producer and co-host extraordinaire, my man.
Hello,
Kelly. Let's get to it. Lots to get to on the show this week. No UFC to talk about, but we were not disappointed with the return of XMMA and also KSW putting on one hell of a show over in Poland. Talk about those cards and break them down at the end of the show. Gonna talk some video games. Got into a ton of Cyberpunk this week. Cannot wait to tell you about that. Hot tamales, that game will blow me away, Kelly. You know we're going to talk reviewing the reviews, my man. And we'll get to some news as well. Week we had, uneventful as most they are in the pandemic era. Gonna get through this shit, man. Vaccines are rolling out. Gonna get through it, Kelly. And we'll be going back. I can't wait to be nuts to butt with somebody in a lineup for overpriced beer after paying a huge amount of money to get into the place in the first place. To see a band or an event from a super far distance away. I cannot wait for those days to return, Kelly. I cannot wait to be crammed in my seat with the dregs of society. I honestly, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being a dick here. I honestly can't wait to have that feeling again.
I've never been to a concert.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
No, man.
Oh, what the hell?
Like an actual concert, for a
band?
band?
For a band?
Yeah.
Huh. You just blew my mind. I really what about do you ever go monster trucks or anything like that?
I've been to monster trucks.
Okay. But you've never seen a live
Not
show?
Not an actual big name, but just maybe a band on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Yeah, but
an actual.
Yeah, an actual.
The only thing I've ever been to is one time Best Buy was opening up in Vancouver or something. And they got the Sweatshop Union and Black Eyed Peas to do a little thing.
No way.
Yeah, and I went to that, but the thing is, it took so long that it left before the Black Eyed Peas even showed up. I just saw the Sweatshop Union. They had also Mocha Only there for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I just took off after they did.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What year would this have been? When Black Eyed Peas are at openings of Best Buys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
what
a time though too, Kelly. You know what I mean? When opening of a Best Buy was a big deal. Now they're closing in droves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I want to say 2004.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, I think that seems like a good time because exactly, you know what I mean, they weren't really huge. I think till 2008, I believe.
Yeah, and now it's just all Amazon.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Wow. Huh. I have been to so many shows, you know what I mean, and been to so many shows, you know what I mean, that I've forgotten about so many of them, but it was really as a young metalhead growing up here, you know what I mean, it was just a rite of passage, obviously, to go to every show you could. That's just really what you did, you know what I mean, meeting the people of that love your genre of your era, too, you know what I mean, it was really one of those things that, you know what I mean, kind of just subconsciously, mindlessly almostly doing it, you know what I mean, just going to shows all the time and just absolutely having a great time every time. That's crazy. We'll have to get you to a show. Well, who would you want? That's what I was gonna say. Who would you want to see? Who would you want to see? Like if Logic came or Eminem or something like that. Would you go to one of those shows in the new era? AC in the AC.
I don't know, man. That's a good question. I have no idea who would
really
actually want to get off my couch and go
yeah.
see
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Like you would make an effort to go do it.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
Huh?
I'd have to think about it, because if you pick the wrong band, all you have is a bunch of screaming young people, and then if you or just a bunch of old people, I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're very correct in that, Kelly. You go to a band that you liked as a kid, and it's going to be other people older than you and the same age as you, right? But exactly, you go to a new new band, or a new artist. And exactly that. It's going to be, especially if it's kids, you know what I mean? There's going to be kids and then the whole age range from old and young. But yeah, good call. Good call. What people do you want to put up with the most, I guess?
Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
That's hilarious.
Crazy.
Huh, that's hilarious. We'll all go together. We'll get a big group and all go. Because it is fun. Moving right along here, though. Can't wait. Huge event coming down today is the Royal Rumble. My most favorite wrestling event of the year. I love WrestleMania, but Royal Rumble, I have talked about it time and time again on the show. I just absolutely adore it, and I cannot explain why. I think it just the unknown of who's really going to come once that buzzer, hits 0 and the next wrestler kind of his music pops and he comes out, and it could be anybody from the past or a free agent that you didn't know was going to come over and sign, or it could just be a normal superstar athlete who's on the roster too. But it just a little bit of that and just the match, just how the match goes on and how the match evolves with the different people interjecting and different people being eliminated and what's going to happen with that. It's just always been my favorite event, and I just absolutely love it. I cannot wait for the Royal Rumble to go down today, recording it obviously, and it's always been a huge event for me. I love it.
Do you remember the time Brock Lesnar, I think he fought Shane Carwin and he got beat, but when he was leaving the octagon, the Undertaker was out there, and he kind of stood up and he's like, "So we doing this?" If anybody was wondering, he said on Joe Rogan's podcast that he was trying to pick a fight with them in wrestling, not in the UFC.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, exactly.
Because Joe is like, "Were you trying to pick like a MMA fight with him?" And he's like, "Are you joking, man?"
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I always wondered about that because I thought maybe because I know the Undertaker, he used to take, or he still takes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think, I'm not sure. He's pretty beat up now.
Yeah.
But he said he incorporated a lot of like mixed martial arts inside of wrestling.
Yep,
and
he totally did.
Like a Gogo Plata.
Yeah, Gogo Plata was his finisher. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So I was wondering if maybe he wanted to do like one MMA fight before he retired, but no, he wanted to do it in wrestling.
He's old as shit now, obviously. Yeah, so it's definitely out of the question now.
Oh, for sure. It's like 70 something, isn't he?
No, I think he's only 50.
Oh shit.
But still, he's a huge dude. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? He's been wrestling forever. Yeah, I can't remember how old he is. Maybe late 50s. I can't really remember. But that was a really cool interview, actually. It's kind of a cool thing that's coming out with The Undertaker, because The Undertaker was old school. He came out as like a dead dude.
55.
You know what I mean? 55, there we go.
He's a broken down 55.
Well, he's
man.
huge, right?
You
know what I mean? I mean? Doing all the crazy shit he did, at that age.
Yeah, originally he wanted to become a basketball player, like overseas basketball player. But then when he was doing tryouts and stuff like that, he ran into somebody who was was trying to get into amateur wrestling, and he told him that he should come out and check it out because they're like looking for big guys or something like that. So it was just like on a like total whim that he goes and like tries out, but he doesn't. He's like he pays like $2,000 to take wrestling classes from one guy who's like an amateur wrestler.
Yeah.
It's a long story. You should listen to it though. It's like Joe Rogan's podcast. Just look for him.
No, that's what's a cool part about it is that he was coming. It was called kayfabe is what it was back in the day, and he lived up to the character for such a long time. And he came out as the American badass, and he kind of show he was allowed to be a bit more open. You know what I mean? And wrestling has changed obviously as well, but now he was like more of a motorbike riding cool guy, right? And now he's doing all these interviews. Never used to do interviews at all. Now he's doing interviews. He'll talk to anybody that wants to talk. He's telling tons and tons of behind the scenes story because he's out of it now. He's officially retired.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll make appearances here and there. He may even have a match here and there. Maybe where he comes in and choke slams some dude or something like that. I can see that, but other than that, he's totally done. But it's just that interview he did with Joe Rogan was huge. It was really a monumental moment for the Undertaker. Really, He'd never really done an interview like that before with somebody outside of wrestling. That's awesome. That was really cool. That was really cool, and he didn't hold anything back either. Did he smoke weed on the show? I haven't listened to it.
No, I don't think he does. I think he's
No, I don't
pretty
think he does
strange.
either. Yeah, I don't think he smoke. I know he drinks a lot, but I don't think he. I just was wondering if he did. But with the Royal Rumble coming down, I made my picks, and Morgan has made his picks, and I went with Daniel Bryan is rumored to be the winner of the men's Royal Rumble. Keith Lee is my second pick. Big E Langston, he's on a momentous tear right now. Cesaro is a kind of a throwaway pick, and Shinsuke Nakamura is my last pick. It's really kind of already. I'd be very shocked if it wasn't Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble when these odds makers have some kind of in that's telling them who already know the results on this. In the women's Royal Rumble, I picked Alexa Bliss to win it. She is super hot with her character right now, of the Bray Wyatt character. Charlotte Flair is my runner-up. Ronda Rousey is also rumored heavily to be returning as well, so she is really high on the list as well. Is almost almost up there to favored to be close to win it as well. So wow. we could see Ronda Rousey make a return. Another former MMA star and friend of Ronda Rousey, I've chosen Shayna Baszler to be in there as well. She's having a really good run recently, and Becky Lynch is my last pick. Long shot rumor that she's going to return. I don't think she's going to be returning, but it's a rumor that she'll be coming back from her pregnancy. But I think the Royal Rumble's a bit too quick.
Time does it start today?
Starts at, I believe there's like a pre-show at 4, and then it starts at 5, I believe. Okay. Or I could be wrong. If it's a really long event, they'll have it start at 4, so it's either 4 or 5. I can't remember. 4 or 5 p.m. Pacific time. So when you're listening to the show in a few days, make sure you tune in.
I watched it last time.
It's good. It's good. Royal Rumble's the best. Super Bowl next weekend, though, man. Whew. Sorry, Kelly, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say it was entertaining because it's just non-stop people beating each other up.
Yeah, that's the appeal of it. Exactly. It's all the shortened versions of everything, and the unknown is amazing in it. It's absolutely amazing in it.
If you just appreciate all the stunts that they do too, like Cirque du Soleil style, like actually get hurt stunts, so like it's pretty entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's no way you could be thrown 10 feet, land on a padded thing on your back on the outside, and not get hurt a little bit.
Exactly, man.
They're obviously conditioned for it, because that's what they do for a living. So their body is made for it, but
it's just a bunch of stunt devils.
It really is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely. With the Royal Rumble next week, huge matchup with Tom Brady and his new team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking on the steamrolling Chiefs from Kansas City. KCMO wants one more, and if they can keep healthy, I could see them being a dynasty and winning as many Super Bowl rings as they want. WWE, if they may be being bought out by NBC, I think it could be a really, really bad move, because Vince McMahon is getting so old. I think he wants to have everyone in his family taken care of for the rest of their life without having to work again. But I hope not, because it would definitely be the end of, I believe it would be the end of wrestling if NBC bought it and Vince McMahon were to step away.
Is Vince McMahon the most jacked 200-year-old in the world?
100%, yes. Absolutely.
That guy's massive.
He's going to beat up any 80-year-old dude.
He's like a literal ball of muscle.
He even took quite the big bump, too, in the last WrestleMania last year with Rob Gronkowski, who's a football player. He's playing in the Super Bowl as well next weekend. Yeah. Tight end. He had to do a fall off a stanchion, but it was going to be on a big pad, like a big pad, because
like a legit one,
that you're meant to fall on from a high distance. And he's like, I don't know about this. And Vince McMahon, to show him how safe it is, gets up there and does the fall himself.
Fuck,
you know what I mean?
Dude.
Just to show how safe it is.
Most people just shatter at that. I know somebody recently who's just tripped and broke their arm, and they're like,
oh 60, yeah, I can believe it. Oh yeah, it happens all the fucking time.
It's like, fuck, dude.
Happens
I wouldn't
all the
want
time.
to do that at that age. He's got balls and steroids, man. Tons of them.
Tons of both, absolutely. Oh man. Too much, Kelly. But without further ado, let's talk some MMA news. I think it's got to be not a whole lot of news to get to this week, my man, but the biggest piece to come down, broken here by Sherdog, Darren Till will be taking on Marvin Vettori April 10th, and they will be headlining it. It will be like a fight night or something like that, but woo-wee! Two dudes who are going to kick the shit out of each other. I cannot wait for this one. I think this is a great matchup of a counterpuncher, versus a headstrong, in-your-face dude. I think Darren Till could have the good opportunity to piece him up coming in, but Vettori is tough for a reason. He's taken many a shots, but this dude can lay shots out. Tough call though. That's when I was going over all the victories, all the losses, all the techniques in my head between these two dudes. I had to give the head nod to Marvin Vettori. He's just got a bit of a hotter hand right now, and I just don't know. I think Darren Till could be on the decline, really. Darren Till's going to be tough as hell, but, how we are going to see him fight here, he's kind of up and down, though. And Vettori is just on a skyrocketing fucking rocket ship right to the top for his rematch, I predict, with Israel Adesanya. Who do you think takes it, Kelly?
Oh, man, that's a tough call. Who do you think?
I'm going Vettori. I'm going Vettori. Even by somebody's getting knocked out. I'm gonna bet this for sure. This is not going to the decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark your calendars for this one. This one's not going to decision. Someone's getting knocked the fuck out in this fight, and I think it's going to be Darren Till. And I'm placing the money on Marvin Vettori. This is a good one to watch the betting line for this one because I think Darren Till would be heavily favored for the betting line.
I've got time to think about it. I think Darren Till's not. I don't think his jaw is gonna be able to stand up to it, even though he is a banger as well.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna get knocked out too.
Yeah, Vittori's just super tough.
The Gorilla.
Yeah.
He's been beat before, bad, so.
Exactly. He got, knocked out by Jorge. He got that bad chokeout by Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, I had to kind of think about his career.
Vettori really hasn't looked bad. And but mark your calendars, April 10th. We get one hell of a banging match.
Banging.
In other news, Ben Rothwell will be trying to right his losing ways against another guy who's on one hell of a losing streak, and Philip Lin's March 13th card gets bolstered with a heavyweight bout where Big Ben Rothwell takes on Philip Lin's, and I think if the UFC wants Philip Lin's to lose so they can hand him his walking papers, should be an interesting matchup. But either way, when Big Ben Rothwell is fighting somebody, it's gonna be a fight people are gonna watch and tune into, and I think it's two dudes who desperately need to win, and I just think Ben Rothwell needs it more. If he loses to Philip Linz, he could be hoping that, Kevin may be giving Bellator a call saying, hey, do you have a spot available for me? And I think Bellator says no. They're like, we've already had enough washed up, American, from the Midwest with strong wrestling background and just big-ass dudes.
Yeah.
I think we're going to go see if WSOF or PFL, or the fuck it's called,
Ben wins it though.
Yeah, I think he wins it. Yeah, absolutely. Philip Linz's jaw got fucking jacked last few fights. That brain damage he took from those two fights is not going to help against a dude like Ben Rothwell.
I think if you get knocked out twice, whether it be TKO or actually knocked out, twice in a row, I think you need to take a year off.
Absolutely. These guys, this is what they do, right? But exactly that. If you don't take that year off, Kelly, you are 100% right. You could be shortening or ending your career.
Yeah.
Not even shortening it, just absolutely ending it.
It takes so long to, you never actually recover from a concussion, but it takes so long to recover as much as you're going to from the concussion. And you get two in a row, fuck, man. Whew. You're definitely risking CTE if you don't already have it.
Extreme CTE, exactly.
So, not a good idea. I think he's gonna go out.
Oof. Wow, you heard it here first, folks. He is going. I predict the same thing. I totally predict the same thing. Well then, with the no UFC this weekend, let's break down next weekend's card. UFC Fight Night 1, 84, Overeem versus Volkov. I am excited for this one. Alistair Overeem is always a huge draw. I've been one of his biggest fans for absolutely forever. Basically, I wasn't the hugest fan of him until he won the K1 tournament. That was one of my most favorite tournaments of all time. He got a little lucky in it, obviously, but that's what tournaments are all about. One-night tournament in kickboxing against the absolute juiced-up killers of the world, Kelly. These guys were juiced upon juiced. And Alistair Overeem fit right into the crowd and ended up winning the whole fucking thing. And I absolutely love that tournament. I really miss K1 for that. And I think that's what UFC has done. You know, they do a lot of bad matchmaking, and I think they've really done that with this fight. They've really brought back a classic feel with allowing him to take on Alexander Volkov. I really like Alexander Volkov too. He's had an up and down career, but he's a dude who cannot be taken lightly. Absolutely, with his huge size as well and his stand up style, I think it's going to be a great fight. And I think this could be Volkov's fight to win. Really, I think it's Overeem's fight to lose.
Yeah.
Just because if there's going to be some dude that's going to touch your chin, it's going to be a guy who's like 7 foot, 4, with a huge wingspan. You know what I mean? And I think he could get it done. He could get it done next Saturday, and we will find out. Let's break down Alexander Volkov here a little bit. He has that huge win over Walt Harris. Lost to Curtis Blades, as Curtis Blade usually does do, especially against a lanky dude with the takedowns. The big win over Greg Hardy in Russia. That was a really big one. Just basically outclassed him the whole one. Oh, and then the big KO loss to Derek Lewis right in the last second. That was a big one. He has the KO win over Verdum, TKO win over Stefan Struve, a decision over Roy Nelson. The hell is damn? Get this ad out of here! What the fuck is this? He even has a victory over Mighty Mo. He fought Mighty Mo in Bellator. Really put his time in. Had 2 losses in Bellator, then goes to M1, and then comes over to UFC. Alexander Drago Volkov. Oh yeah, I wanted to check out his height though. How tall is this dude here? 6'7". That's tall as shit.
K1 was awesome, but I think Glory kind of took his place for me. I think Glory is really good organization.
I agree, man. Glory is actually, I enjoy Glory. I think the problem with kickboxing right now is they don't have the same heavyweights that they did during this era. I think that's the biggest problem. They just don't have the talent anymore. It just doesn't exist out there.
They do have some big juiced up guys though.
Oh, big time, big time.
But they're still putting on fights too. I think they have them on Fight Pass. Like the last one said it was December 19th, 2020.
I think it's Rico Verhoeven, I think is their heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a huge ass dude. Yeah, he is gigantic.
Next one, it said January 30th, 2021. So that's pretty recent.
Interesting.
But obviously they don't have the names if nobody knew.
Yeah, exactly, right? And Overeem, he's 6'4", only 40 years old. He's obviously going to be planning his retirement.
Yeah.
The last win over, he's also got a win over Walt Harris, all by finish as well, and then a huge win over Augusto Sakai. That was an absolute gigantic win. Really only losing to the top dudes. His last losses. He's got a great career in the UFC the last little bit here. Only, losing to Stipe, losing to Francis Ngannou, losing to Curtis Blades, and losing to Rosenstruck with that last second knockout. You know what I mean? But he was winning that whole fight. He's got some really good wins. The big win over Verdum, Mark Hunt, Arlovsky, and Junior Dos Santos. That was a huge one. And, that's really nothing to hang your head low on. You lost to the top 5 dudes in the heavyweight division, with the exception of Rosenstruck. But I think Rosenstruck has still got to be top 5. He's definitely top 10 in the heavyweight division in the UFC right now. Can't wait to see that one go down. And then we got Corey Sandhagen taking on Frankie Edgar. Marion Renault taking on Macy Chiasson. That should actually be a good fight, too. Alexander Pantoja versus Manuel Cape. Oh, finally, we get to see this one. This should actually be a really good fight. They're Manuel Cape's first fight in the UFC, and they're giving him one hell of a tough opponent. Really going to look forward to that one. Cody Straman versus Andre Elwell. Oh, and Diego Ferreira versus Beneil Dariush. Oh, man, this card is going to be crazy. Oh, and Kelly, Michael the Menace Johnson will be taking on none other than a show favorite in Clay Guida.
Oh, shit.
Mike Rodriguez taking on Danilo Marquez. Martin Day versus Timur Valev. And that's really about it. Lots of fights on this one. Stacked card for a fight night. I'm excited for this one. That's a really stacked card for a fight night. I'm really looking forward to this event. Cannot wait for it to go down. And round off the news with some funny and sad news, just really because it's, Tito Ortiz. He has really done it in for himself, and to quote the great amazing Jim Rome, he is now the Huntington Beach sad boy. I'm totally Jim Rome. I'm stealing that from him. And it's just so true. He's getting there's a vote of no confidence against him, Kelly. You know what I mean? Being elected to the mayoral position he's in, or that like some kind of board member bullshit. I don't know what the fuck his actual title is. But to have a vote of no confidence against you. So basically he's going to be in office and not be able to do a damn thing. So they're going to take away all of his decision-making abilities. So you're just going to show up there for attendance and just stare at the fucking wall and no one even talks to him.
It's going to be like a giant bobblehead just sitting there. No mask.
No mask.
Just breathing all the air. With his giant head. One of these big wigs, sitting around.
Yeah, well, it's the mayor pro tem is what he is. Whatever the fuck that means. He's a city councilor, he's a city councilor. So, first of all, he doesn't want to wear a mask in the meetings. It's like, come on, dude. Number one, you're living in California.
Yeah.
California is like the most strict area in the whole fucking world when it comes to COVID. And you can't go into any building anywhere in the world without wearing your goddamn mask. Yeah. Is it that big of a fucking deal? Put the mask on, man. Come on. If you're gonna do it in an enclosed space, you gotta have your mask on. It's just a slam dunk, dude. Come on. You're just being obnoxious for the fact of being obnoxious. Come on. And then to get into the confrontation in the parking lot as well, it's like, what are you doing? You're giving a bad name to MMA. You're giving a bad name to MMA fighters. And most of all, dude, you're giving a bad name to yourself. You're making yourself look bad. Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you want to be pro-right or pro-left, at the end of the day, you got to do your job. If you signed up for this gig, you got to go in there and do it in a civil manner. You know what I mean? And you want to go in there and get shit done. It was just like with Donald Trump. Guy was like the biggest train wreck in the world. I gave him the benefit of the doubt when he first started, saying, hey, let's give him a shot, see how it goes. And it started off terribly and ended even worse. This is your chance to prove all the people wrong. Prove all the naysayer wrong, that you are just some super right conspiracy theorist wacko. Prove them all wrong, make some actual good changes. Change the system and do some positive shit. Then, surprise, surprise, people will listen to you. You know what I mean? But you gotta play the game and with the rules in place and run with the ball. When that ball gets handed to you, run with it and score touchdowns. Like helping out people and helping out communities, which is really what his job is for. You know what I mean? But instead, he wants to make it about himself. He wants to make it political that way. And I feel sorry for him. I really do, Kelly. But come on, Tito, you're better than that, man. You're better than that.
They should get Chuck to knock him out.
Whoa!
Just walk up there and punch his big old head.
Just sneak attack him.
Walk.
That would be their fourth fight. Let's see it.
Him, Chuck Liddell, and Ken Shamrock should attack him at the same time.
I'm not opposed to that.
Both of his rivals. Ken might be showing up with one of those old man walkers with the tennis balls on the end.
He's actually in TNA wrestling right now and actually looks pretty good. Oh, really? Yeah, it's pretty funny. He actually doesn't look terrible.
It's great what TRT can do.
He looks shredded. He is way shredded than any old dude should be.
It's on the Vince McMahon diet.
Oh man, Too funny. He is on the Vince McMahon diet. Maybe we see him in the Royal Rumble.
Just hitting people with chairs. Don't hit me, I'm old.
Well, his move was like the ankle lock. He was like the original ankle lock guy. So like, so that was his whole thing. Was the ankle lock was his special move, and he was like, if he was like really mad, he'd put it on somebody and like not let go and shit like that.
He's like ankle lock somebody in the fucking ring, and then other people like stomping on his head.
Yeah, like for real.
Hit this old dude.
What about you, Kelly? What kind of workout should you get up to this week, man?
Nothing much.
Hilarious. Did you hit any gains?
Not really. I just been more focused on like nutrition right now.
Oh, okay.
And because the thing is, like, if you want to gain muscle, you gotta eat, obviously, but you can't, like, if you you just get fat too if you just like eat whatever you want, right? So you gotta eat like the right foods and whatever. So I'm just focused on eating like things and high in protein and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, just like yeah. So I got some new sleeves for my old ass knees because they were
cool.
They're starting to hurt me with like the heavier weight.
Yep.
But yeah, it helps a lot. I use them at work too, cause like at work I have to like push things around and shit sometimes too. So I'm just usually keep them on at work as well. But yeah, they work pretty well. Just like just keeping everything in place. I guess when you do like heavier weight, you know, things pull and stuff in your knees. So
yeah. Oh, big time.
Just want to like keep it together as much as possible. Like do a lot of preventative things so that you know you don't injure yourself in a way that you can't recover from. Like basically, if you tear a tendon, it's never gonna heal properly.
Oh, big time.
You're always gonna have issues with that, and a lot of people get into problems when they in the beginning when they start lifting. You get a bunch of like what they call rookie gains, and that's when you pretty much go from like you know, like I don't know, like soft basically, and you start building muscle pretty fast, and your lifts can go up like 5 pounds per week for a long time, like a few months. But the problem is muscle grows at a much faster rate than tendons. Tendons really don't start getting bigger, and for like it usually takes about 6 months of lifting until they actually start growing, right? And they grow at a slower rate. So a lot of people get issues when they can lift more, but the tendons can't take it.
Oh, big time.
So they end up getting micro tears and like tears in the tendons, and they don't heal properly. One of the good things is like if I feel any pain, like I've talked about it before, anything pulling, I'll just stop that exercise, and then I'll wait a bit, see if it feels better. If it does, I'll go back into it. If it doesn't, then I'll just do something else. And I think that's helped a lot. But yeah, like you just gotta take your time with it. It's not all about pushing yourself way too hard, way too fast.
Oh, big time. I think you've kind of been preaching that the whole time, every time too, right? And but it is something that has to be hit home all the time.
Yeah, exactly, man. This is from somebody who's had back surgery, right? So I kind of know like the downside of just like pushing yourself way too much or way too hard. So yeah, just taking it. I wouldn't say taking it easy. You want to push yourself to the point where you grow. But you don't want to like push yourself to the point where you're injured. Like if you feel pain, that's not how it's supposed to feel. You're supposed to feel sore, not pain. You know what I mean? There is a huge difference. If you're feeling pain, something is wrong. That's your body telling you that something's wrong. It may just be that weight is too heavy for you right now. Even if you can lift it, that doesn't mean, like I said before, it doesn't mean the tendons can take it. They might just not be strong enough. So just keep doing the same weight for a little bit. It's fine to plateau for a little bit. It's absolutely fine. And you can still, you know, like build up your tendons while you're plateaued, like, you know, for your weight. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you gotta think about everything. It's all connected. You know
big time.
I mean? So, yeah, I guess that's my little tip for the week.
Nice. I think the biggest thing too is you always been preaching too. Like, there's not really, it kind of was what works for you too, right? You know
Absolutely,
what I mean? You know,
yeah.
when it comes to how your body heals and that type of thing.
Yeah, when you're younger, obviously you're gonna recover a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. Technically, like when you're like in your early 20s or even late 20s, you can probably work out 6 days a week and only take one rest day, and you'll still grow pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you probably grow faster than you would if you took 2 rest days. It's just when you start getting up there, you need to take more rest days. That's when you really recover. I try to take 2 a week at least.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just too sore. Like, I just won't be able to lift more because I'll be too tired, lethargic.
Mm-hmm.
I'll feel it. I'll feel that I'm not recovered. And, it just doesn't help. So I need to take those rest days. So.
Yeah, it's like the experience that you've had. You know, you've lifted and worked out your whole life, so it's the experiences you've had and knowing your body first off too, and knowing exactly what is a bad feeling, what is a good feeling, and then just really how to track the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm always sore now, but it's like a good sore.
That's what she said.
Shit.
Move. Oh shit. Well then, let's get right into it here, Kelly. Back by popular demand. Reviewing the reviews. We got a new Denny's here. I don't know if we've ever really had a Denny's in our city. I really couldn't say, but I don't think there ever has been one. But
I think it was in Scott Road.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was like the only
Yeah. No, you are right. You are right. But it was a big deal, so I was going to review the one that's close here, but it didn't really have enough bad reviews, really. That's what this show's about, really. Bad reviews. They're absolute psychos, and the only bad ones I could find, one was racist, and the other one was just plain stupid and super long. Just someone who like took a writing class during COVID, and they're just trying to like flex or some bullshit. So I love America, and so I went to Denny's in Omaha, Nebraska. This one's got a lot of reviews, Kelly. This one has 1,842 reviews.
Oh, shit.
Tons of reviews. The tags are breakfast. Ooh, manager is one of the tags. Pancakes and delivery. Oddly enough. This guy here, SO, 82 reviews, 14 photos, 5 stars a month ago. It has become my very own place for breakfast and dinner. Interesting. Very weird.
Wow.
Eating breakfast and dinner at Denny's.
Someone doesn't have a kitchen. I can't cook my own food.
Fuck that. I'm going to Denny's. This one here, RC, 3 reviews, 1 star a week ago, Kelly. Very recent. Long wait. Waitress took a long time. Filled coffee and water. Food did not come with utensils to eat with. Definitely undermanaged staff. Yeah, how the hell are they not going to give you a fork and a knife? You know what I mean? How that you know what I mean?
Didn't even know that you got a fork and knife at Denny's. I just always ate with my hands. No? I thought that's how they did it. Just fucking face plant right in.
Exactly.
Food good. Strawberry syrup, please.
I like this one here. Here's an interesting one. BG 66 reviews, 2 stars, 4 months ago here, Kelly. Met our Omaha friends today at Denny's for our annual lunch get-together.
Once a year.
Wowzer.
At Denny's.
Unfortunately, today's experience fell a bit short. The bright spot was our waitress. She was happy-go-lucky and tried her very best. However, the coffee and food was just under lukewarm, and it should have been sent back to the kitchen. But we were pretty much there for seeing our dear friends again, and we didn't want to ruffle any feathers. Next trip to Omaha, we'll find another restaurant. Honest. Very, very honest. A bit weird. But I hear what you're saying, though. Last thing I want to do is send food back, too. Because, man, oh, man. You know what I mean? Is it going to get spit in, Kelly? Is that food going to get spat in?
Probably not. But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know how upset that dude is that day.
If you go to like a McDonald's late at night, there's a high probability if you send something back, they'll spit in it.
Oh, for sure.
But if you go to a Denny's during the day, probably not. I think there's too many professional people there, maybe, hopefully.
Who knows? Who knows, though, Kelly? Maybe you sending back your Grand Slam breakfast is the straw that broke the camel's back on this dude. He's got a meth-addicted wife that's banging all of his friends on the side. He's trying to get clean. He got his first good job at Denny's, and he doesn't get paid for another 2 weeks. And she just smoked all of the rent money, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back, Kelly. He's gonna hork a huge ass gross loogie in your egg, and you don't even know the difference.
Oh, man.
Could happen. It could happen.
Oh, shit. Nasty.
This is an interesting one. Okay. SR 40 reviews. I think this is also a thing about Denny's, too, where it is kind of like some of Denny's are open 24 hours. So it is a place where you go when you're hammered from drinking all day. The group I was with was quite obnoxious and just wanted to take this opportunity to apologize to the two nice waitresses who sat us at her table and took her orders. Thank you for putting up with my boyfriend and his buds. Very nice place. Service was accommodating for COVID and very excellent. I love it. Basically, her boyfriend and his buddies were a bunch of drunk asses.
Nice.
I like this one here. PS 13 reviews, 1 star a week ago. Another recent one. Slow service. Not that busy. Waited over 20 minutes for our drinks. Another maybe 45 minutes for the food. Never again. No, once again, never. Please use punctuation here. What the fuck is up with these people?
Damn people.
I know. Put a period in there. Here we go. We found the newbie review here. That person's just mad. Let's go with 2 more. Yeah, we'll go with the mad person and then the newbie review here. DF 6 reviews, 1 star a month ago here, Kelly. Ordered turkey dinner. Terrible. The pumpkin pie slice were missing. What?
There was no pumpkin pie. Is what you're trying to say.
The 2 pumpkin pie slices were missing? How are they?
They were. I found them on the floor underneath my wife's feet.
Okay, they didn't say. I've skimmed through it. They ordered through Skip the Dish.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So that makes sense. I know. Can you imagine, Kelly? You're at an actual restaurant and we never got our pie. No, I gave it to you.
You ate it.
I don't know.
Definitely ate it.
I'm like, no, we didn't get our pie. No, I gave it to you. I 100% gave you your pie. 2 pies each. It's like, well, I don't have the pie. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? My God. My pumpkin slice pies were missing, and we got a sack of ketchup packets instead of cranberry sauce. It's the same thing. A bunch of ketchup instead of cranberry. Oh, boy.
Classic.
Turkey and dressing were just okay, but small portions. Maybe a tablespoon of gravy. A couple more tablespoons of gravy might have helped the dry hash browns. The holiday bread was mediocre garlic bread. Corn was okay, nothing special. By far the worst meal I've ordered online. And I tipped the driver $20 since it was Christmas. Wish I had my $50 back. Tried to call Denny's to complain. No answer. Merry Christmas.
How would it be the driver's fault? Like, you tipped him $20, that means he did a good job.
Yeah,
delivering it.
exactly. That's your fault for tipping him $20 before opening it.
Well, even if he did, like, I don't think the driver is affiliated with the food.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not his problem.
Yeah, that's a separate issue.
Yeah, it is a separate issue.
Fucking dude.
This. Where's the other new review here? Okay, I'll read this one here. MW1 review, 5 stars 2 months ago, and new podcast newbie review. Service is always timely, even when they have a full house. Bring your appetite because portions are generous. Oh, thanks for that.
But do you have to pay more for the generous portion? The thing is too with Denny's is it's like it's fucking pancakes and like bread, like toast and shit, and like French toast, and like most of the stuff is like basically dough. Like they're gonna give you a lot of it. It's flour, man. It's cheap to make. You know what I mean? It's like, man, they give me like 5 fucking pancakes for $10. Yeah, it only costs them like $3.
Yeah, maybe. I know exactly. Pancakes especially.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like cheap food, unless you're like getting. They have fried chicken and stuff there too, like but fried chicken isn't bad.
They do. They'd have the actual meals aren't actual bad. Like the actual dinner meals actually aren't bad at all. They do. I enjoy going to Denny's. It is. I think the American Denny's and the Canadian Denny's are 2 totally different things. That's the kind of the shitty thing. I remember I went to Denny's for breakfast in California. And it was really cool because they gave you like a thing of tortillas with your breakfast. So I thought that was a kind of cool little touch to it just comes standard, a big thing of tortillas in this steamer thing. So you'd open it up and they're all steamed and fresh and ready. So you throw all your food into the tortilla and eat that way. I thought that was really cool. I just want to read this one line from this other guy. This guy here I didn't find till later on here, but this guy is like a super germaphobe. He's complaining that that there were a dozen of tiles with brown wet water spots on the ceiling tiles, and there was a patch of gray foam-like live mold interspersed with these on the ceilings, and this is not an exaggeration. I reiterate, there was live mold on the ceiling. Unsurprisingly, the entire restaurant smelled strongly of stale mildew, the foul scent like a bitter aftertaste in each breath.
Gross.
Wow.
That's crazy. You'd think a health inspector...
I think this is a bit of an over-exaggeration if I would have to say so myself. But man, oh man, that guy, holy moly.
That seems like something that would be shut down for.
Yeah, exactly. If you can go in and like taste the mold.
Yeah. When you breathe it in.
That's crazy. Denny's not bad. Not bad on Omaha, Nebraska. Not bad at all. Yeehaw. Not bad at all. Well, let's take a little break here, Kelly, and we'll be right back after these brief messages.
Did you get a shitty haircut? Are you losing your hair? Hats! They go on your head, stupid! Cover that shit.
In a variety of colors and styles. Try one today.
No offense to anybody with a shitty haircut or losing a hair.
Put a hat on. Do you enjoy stepping foot into a restaurant and smelling that sweet, sweet, intoxicating aroma of mold? So do we. Come on down to Wendy's, where the patrons are as moldy as the ceiling. Wendy's. Our burgers are square for some reason. When you're out watching the Super Bowl next weekend, or maybe you're catching the Royal Rumble with your buddies this week, make sure to rehydrate with tons and tons of H2O. Brought to you by the H2 Bros. Water is power. Drink today. Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our commercials and go grab yourself a tall glass of water on the house. Tap water, that is. Let's talk some motherfucking video games.
Pew, pew, pew. Cyberpunk.
What a fucking game, Kelly. It is amazing, man. They knocked it out of the park. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. For me personally, single player RPGs that are treasure hunting as well. Kelly, I'm really finding they have a real big treasure hunting aspect about it with just how massive this city is and all these nooks and crannies. And usually when you go look behind an area that's off the beaten track, you actually do find some cool shit. That's what the coolest part about it. You're not just wasting your time by looking in behind these doorways or in behind trains and in behind anywhere, in behind anything. There's usually a case in there with something in it, and sometimes it's actually really good shit. I got this really cool pistol, Kelly, and it's got like this gigantic hit box. Like, it doesn't really have an aimer, so it's got like this gigantic box aimer that it's more like a rectangle. So I just have to point it near the dude, and the bullets instantly go towards him.
Damn.
The bullets will just eventually start headshotting him.
That's crazy.
Because it's just about, it's about having like a smart gun. And so I've been rocking now shotguns is what my new love is. I was going with the sniper rifles, and the sniper rifles are really good. I really enjoy using the sniper rifle. Really, really fun using them, and they're super accurate and great to use. The fucking shotguns are amazing, Kelly. And I've said this time and time, the games that always hook me are the ones that have the attention to detail. Then the one thing I love most about using a shotgun, you walk up to a dude in shotgun, it's going to knock him off his feet. You know what I mean? You're straight up knocking him off his feet. And he's going to be down, and he's got to get up. He's all dazed from taking a shotgun blast to the face. And then you just shotgun him again on the ground and just basically execute him. It's just, the shotguns are super, super cool. I got like a charge shotgun now. So my first shot is like this crazy-ass charge shot. And it is just super, super cool, man. So I've been running a shotgun, pistol, and then I'll usually like switch up between like an SMG or like an assault rifle type thing. And the amount of different weapons you get all the time is just super, super fun with it as well. Like the pistol I have is probably a pistol I'm gonna have for quite some time, because it's like a purple pistol. There's a color tier to your weapons and your gear as well. And this one's a purple pistol, and I really, really enjoy it. It's almost like my best weapon, honestly, right now, because the aim is just perfect every single time, and you can really gets me out of a lot of jams too.
Pistols often do.
Yeah, exactly. Because the shotgun's good, but it's cumbersome. You know what I mean? And it's cool because the way you spec up, like I said last week, I'm definitely gonna have to respec down the road eventually. I've made such a mess of my guy. One day I'll be all about this, and then I'll put a bunch of points into that, and then the next day I'll be all about something else and put a bunch of points into something else. But they do a bunch, like when you're holding a shotgun, it increases your speed, and then also shotgun damage does more damage to the body too. You can upgrade that shit as well. So just like the aspects of upgrading your dude, it's just such a good game. The gear you get for your dude, how he looks all the time is just super cool. You get like different cool like kabuki masks and shit like that, and cool gas masks and stuff. And oh my god, it's just so good with that. I finally got some bankroll going now, so. I'm just going to get into it here. I did this crazy-ass mission. There's going to be some spoiler alerts if you haven't played the game and you want to play the game, or maybe if you don't care and you want to listen to it anyways. There's going to be a spoiler alert here coming up, because it was absolutely fucking amazing. I kind of complained about it, Kelly. I had to explain. There's too much storyline. Like there's not too much storyline. I think there's too much chit chat about the storyline sometimes. So, but you can skip through it. At least that's a very nice part. You can skip through it, and it's almost like a fast forwarding too. It kind of does like an old VHS fast forward kind of thing, when you're fast forwarding through the dialogue, right? But there's a lot of it. It's kind of useless, but you're getting to know the characters. I think it's building characters is what it was. I've always been kind of a fast forwarder dude, but the actual storyline is absolutely off the charts. So, you're doing this mission for this guy named Dexter, and he's like this big dude. He's got one just gigantic cybernetic arm. He's got big dreadlocks and stuff. He kind of looks like Rick Ross a little bit. Big black guy with a huge beard, and he's always smoking cigars and shit like that. So cool, super cool guy. And he hires you to go. I got that robot for him last week. That was the job I had to go do. I had to go get him that crazy flathead robot. So that's what he wanted the robot to do, this crazy ass heist on this Arasaka hotel. So that's what I had to do with the brain dance, was kind of see inside his hotel room in the penthouse of the Arasaka hotel. So he masses me as the team, me, my buddy Jackie, and then this girl T-Bug. She's like the one who's the hacker. She's the hacker opening the doors and doing all that shit for us. So we pose as arms dealers. We get into the hotel and we get into our room and we let the robot go. The robot's like this crazy like spider robot that cloaks itself, and it was a cool mission. So then you're using the cameras. T-Bug is hacking the cameras, and you're watching the camera and directing. You just got to tell the robot what to do. You're telling him to go to different ducts and that type of thing, but there's different things happen. You have to distract people and shit like that, and so you can distract people like just different things with your hacking ability, and you get him in, and eventually you get him into a room where you have to assassinate a dude. So you get him into the room and you assassinate a dude with the robot. And then your job is then, once everything's down, like he was like some kind of security guy. So once that guy's dead, you get into the penthouse of this Arasaka heir to the throne guy room. You steal the chip, and you're about to leave. And then all of a sudden, here Arasaka, Arasaka is the son, and then also the grandfather. It's like a Japanese family that like a super like runs the world type thing, and so they get in there. They have one crazy bodyguard, and then they have like this huge ass like robot mech bodyguard dude with them. It looks super fucking cool, Kelly. It's like this gigantic power armor thing, and it's super cool. So they're talking. The son and the dad are arguing and talking. And eventually the son is really mad at him and chokes him to death and kills him.
Damn.
And then so all of a sudden, the guy who looks after the dad, like he's like his bodyguard, comes in and he's like, "What happened?" He's like, "My father has been assassinated by somebody. Put the hotel in lockdown." And you're like, "Fuck," because like you're hiding in the room and you saw it all go down. You saw exactly what happened. So you go to escape. You try to open up a sliding door. Everyone leaves. You try to open up this sliding door, and you're getting hacker girl to do it, and something's happening with her hacking ability. All of a sudden, boom, she's dead. Someone just shot her in the back of the head. And so you lose contact with her. You get the door open, you jump out, and then all of a sudden, boom, these helicopters are on you and shit like that. So you're jumping, or you're running around and jumping around. I have no weapons. I couldn't bring any weapons into this fucking place. I'm in a suit and tie. And you're jumping around, and you fall through a roof. You have no choice but to jump. There's helicopters on you. There's no choice to jump, so you jump through. Your buddy Jack got hit. He got shot in the stomach, and so now you got to find a way to get the fuck out of here. It was really such an intense mission, Kelly. And it was like layer after layer after layer of getting through here, and it really upped it. It was just done so beautifully, Kelly. I cannot even explain how well together they put together this section of the game and made it so intense. So you could sneak around, right? The sneaking actually is quite good. I thought the sneaking was going to be kind of lame, but they kind of forced you to sneak in this part too, and it showed me the sneaking is actually quite useful and actually quite fun. So you sneak, you kill a dude, you sneak up behind him, choke him, and kill him, and you get his guns. So you start amassing these guns, and you're sneaking through more and more, but eventually you get to you're taking different elevators to get out. Eventually you get to a part where there's just guards blocking the elevator. There's one huge armored dude in the elevator, and then two dudes blocking the door. So you have no choice but to go guns a-blazing. And then after that, you have to go through 3 different more spots, and each spot, they're ready for you. They're fucking more prepared for you than the last. And when you get down to you get down to this one spot, and I had to play this part a ton of times. You get down to it, and it's kind of tiered. It's like kind of like a tiered like office garden type thing, like an indoor garden type thing. So I couldn't really throw grenades to knock the dudes out or blow them up because they would keep falling into these fake ponds. And so I had to really go in there, and that was a really tough one. But as soon as I opened the door, they start shooting me. As soon as the elevator door opens, they fucking start blasting me. Get through that part finally. Get to the garage. And that was the toughest battle. Every dude was armed to the fucking teeth with crazy-ass guns. They weren't fucking around. They were using cover like crazy. I get in my car, bust out of there, but my buddy Jack is hurt as shit. When you hit the fall, too, I forgot to mention, too, when you guys fell, when he hurt himself from the fall and got shot by the helicopter, the case holding the chip broke. So it was kind of keeping it fresh, so the chip wouldn't die or something like that. I don't know, because it's an old chip, it's an ancient chip. So he had put it in his ear. Everyone's got like a USB drive behind their ear type thing. So he had put it in his, and when you're driving, he knows he's gonna die. You're driving to get out of there. You're driving to get to get to Dexter, and to a Ripper Doc, and he knows he's gonna die. He's got like minutes to live here. He just lost so much blood. So he takes the chip out and then puts the chip into your ear. And into your like USB drive, and then he dies. And it was a really sad moment, obviously, because he was your good buddy. You know, I mean, he's like this big, lovable, like Mexican dude he's always like talking, you know, in English and adding in the cool Mexican words, you know, the Spanish words. You know what I mean? But he was your best friend, right? So it was super, super sad to have him die. And you send him away to his mom. You go to see Dexter, and Dexter's like, shit is heavy now, because everyone thinks you guys assassinated the Arasaka king, the ruler of Arasaka clan, and everyone thinks so. Dexter's like, this is not good. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find us. They're not gonna. There's no one. Everyone is dead. They're not gonna sleep until they find out what the fuck happened. So he's like, go in the bathroom, wash up. I knew something was gonna happen. So you go. He's like, you're covered in blood. So you go in the bathroom, wash up. As soon as you come out, his buddy fucking sucker punches you and he blows your brains out.
Dang.
And then it goes to a cutscene. It goes to a cutscene where you're Keanu Reeves, or Johnny Silverhands, or something like this. Johnny something is his name. Johnny Silver, I think, is his name. And you're like a rock star. So you go in and you're like a rock star, and you go on stage and you say, this is like your last show I'm ever gonna do, and then you leave, and he's actually secretly like a anti-establishment activist, but like a physical one, like, you know what I mean? And it's about, like, it says, I think it's like 2023, I think is what it actually says the year is. And so he's like attacking the Arasaka clan, and so he's like you get to play as him, and he's got a really cool pistol that just one shots everything, and he's always like spinning his pistol around all the time, and he's got a cool melee attack too. So it's a lot of fun. Playing as him is pretty fun. You're just going around doing you break it, super like crazy action movie style, you know what I mean, like Keanu would be, right? And so you break in, but eventually you get to the end, and it was a kind of a trap. They set a trap for you, and this huge dude in that power armor. I'm not sure if it's the same dude. I think it is, though. And he said, he takes your gun from you and basically mortally wounds you, and says, I told you, Johnny, I warned you one day I was going to kill you, and that's that day. And same thing. So he points the gun and blows your brains out too. So the same thing. It's not over yet, Kelly. So then all of a sudden you wake up in a landfill. You wake up in a landfill, you're all fucked up, and you're crawling. You got to crawl through the trash, and it was really kind of intense. Everything's all fuzzy and fucked up, and you crawl through the trash, and eventually Dexter finds you. Dexter pulls you out, and he's with one of the Arasaka bodyguard, the main Arasaka bodyguard. I think his name is Takeshi, I think his name is. And he's like, okay, I found him. Here he is. Because I still have the chip in my head. He's like, I found him. Here he is. Now we're good, right? And he just blows Dexter's brains right the fuck out. Kills him right there, right in front of you. You're super fucked up. Like, you're glitching in and out all the time. You're super fucked up. I don't even know how you're alive, really. He puts you in his car. He's got like this super nice like convertible car. And then all of a sudden you wake up. You're driving. You pass out. And then all of a sudden you wake up. And he's like, take this. He's injured. There's something wrong. He's holding his side. He's shot or something. And he's like, take this, and you inject yourself like with this stim thing right to your chest to kind of give yourself an adrenaline rush. And as you throw it out the window, this creepy robot dude on a motorcycle blasts past you, and then he hands you a gun, and you got to fight your way out of here. That was a tough mission too, because it was all timed out. If you didn't kill the guy on the motorcycle quick enough, and you're still all glitched out and you can't stand properly, if you didn't kill him quick enough, you would get run off the road, you die, and then you have to restart over again. So you eventually crash, and he's super fucked up, and I'm super fucked up, and And he's like, can you get me to a Ripper Dock? And you call up a taxi and you get to the Ripper Dock, and it's your buddy Vic, and he's healing you, and he heals the Arasaka guy, but you're fucked up for like a long time, like you're in like a bed for like a week, and you wake up and he finally talks to you. He's like, there's something wrong with you, with the damage from the bullet to my head, to my actual brain, and to all my cybernetics. The chip has slowly started replacing my memories. So the chip is spreading throughout my brain and my conscious as Johnny Silver. So Johnny Silver's subconscious that was stored on this chip is slowly taking over my memory, because my memory was so fucked up from it was just blank. So his chip is so smart that it's slowly taking over all the damage to repair it, but it's causing these effects. So all of a sudden I go home and I see him, and he's like attacking me. He's actually fighting me and hitting me and pushing me to the ground. I need to take these pills so I don't have these illusions of him. And eventually it starts all coming together, but like I'm seeing him more and more, and I'm having the conversations where I see him, and now he's kind of wants to work with me. He kind of wants to work with me a little bit, but he's kind of like this bad boy, rock star a little bit, you know what I mean? And so it was kind of funny, Canada did a great job with it, actually. He was a very, very well done character, and I think he fits it absolutely beautifully. He does a great job with it. So now as I'm walking through, I'll be doing different missions, and there he'll be, and he'll talk to me. He's not like when I first started having the visions of him, he wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill me and just take over my mind and just be done with it and just be the new Johnny Silver. And so it was just a super, super intense mission. That was one mission, Kelly. One mission was that whole fucking part. It was super intense, man. It was super intense. Love the fucking game. And so that's what I'm saying. The story on it blew my mind. I'm usually not a story guy, but the story on this one was absolutely insane. Just to have it. So now I have like a timer. I have two different time limits on me, but I was worried. I was like, fuck, now I hate playing a game with a time limit. Now I have to rush through all the main missions just so I don't fucking die. But I think it just progresses as I do a mission. So if I do a next main mission, all my levels will go up. I'm sure. Like I have like a timer of how close I am to losing my who I am to Johnny in my mind. Crazy. So I know, super crazy concept. Super crazy concept. So like I said, I see him all the time. He's sarcastic, or sometimes he helps me out. But one time I really saw him. I did these missions of these. There's these psycho something. I can't remember the word of it. But these people who have they have so much cybernetics inside them that they go into like a crazy state where they just kill everything around them. They're just basically like super zombies and shit like that. And so you got to find these. There's a mission to go find these people, and I was going up to one, and Johnny's there, and he's like, I don't like the looks of this one, and it's super crazy. It's like this ritualistic, crazy ass ritual place where all these dudes have been just mutilated around this cooler that has one of these psycho zombies inside of it. And I think, okay, he's dead. No, he just fucking warming up. Gets out, and these things are usually nutty as hell. It's almost like a mini boss fight. It's really, really cool fighting them, Kelly. And they usually have they're super tough. They take tons of bullets, and they usually have these mantis claws. Yeah. It's like a cybernetic thing. I can buy it with enough street cred. You need street cred you get that from doing missions, and then straight up dough, and you got to be a certain level in order to get these things. And these things are nasty. It's just like a thing that comes out of your arm, and it's like a mantis fucking claw. Super. And this one's chasing after me, and it's super fast too. It's really, really cool. I think I would definitely, if I restart the game, I'd definitely make a melee person, because melee, they seem like they have made some fucking cool ass shit. These melee dudes I come up against, man, they are badass. I'm definitely gonna play the game again and make a melee guy next time.
Nice. You play with the Stadia controller?
Yeah, I really like the Stadia controller a lot. I'm getting used to it now. You know what I mean? Getting used to the X being the button. One thing I don't like is the screenshot button is low, because so in the middle you got your your Xbox button in the middle that turns it on, right? And then you got your start and select above, but then you have screenshot and help. You have a screenshot and help button right above where the joysticks are. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I find myself hitting the screenshot button sometimes. I would like them switched. If they have the screenshot button up top.
There's no option to map
I think there probably would be. If any controller would have that, I would assume it would be that one. It's a really, really nice controller. I like it absolutely a lot. It's just just like any other controller, they didn't stray very far from. It's almost a mixture of Xbox and PlayStation controller, really. how else are you going to make a controller? You can't reinvent the wheel when it comes to a controller, and they were smart with that. They just made a very playable controller, and I like that it is the fact it is a little wider. You know what I mean? It seems a bit more. It just seems like it fits a little better, just being that little bit wider. I really like it a lot.
Nice.
What about you, man? What video games you get up to this week?
Just Apex Legends. Actually, this is the last day of the season 7.
Today is.
Yeah, so it's gonna be season 8 tomorrow.
Wow.
They're releasing a new Apex Legend. I talked about him a little bit last time. His name's Fuse.
Cool.
So he's a bombastic expert.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Explosive expert, sorry. Ladies man, all around family man. Okay, I don't know how you can be a ladies man and all around.
Weird.
Oh wait, all around manly man.
Okay.
Fuse is one of the one-man wrecking crew, and he knows it. Fuse, whatever. He's laid back, explosives enthusiast who's damn near covered in things that go boom. Fuse doesn't lack confidence, but he often lacks a plan. He's a blow-up first, ask questions later kind of guy who's always looking for a good scrap. So it looks like a lot of his tactical abilities is just blowing shit up. He says his real name is Walter Fitzroy. His age is 57. So his tactical ability, it looks like it's called Knuckle Cluster. He launches a cluster bomb. He launches a cluster bomb that continuously expels airburst explosives on impact.
Crazy.
So a tactical ability, that would be his ability that he could just use like every 60 seconds or so.
Wow. So it just keeps blowing up and bouncing around.
Yeah, it probably doesn't last very long. I'm guessing it lasts like 5 seconds or so. So it's gonna be one of those things that he can throw every once a minute, and it's just gonna blow around for like a few seconds.
Yeah.
And probably cause a little bit of damage, kind of like a Revenant, where he throws his little grenade that gets rid of your superpowers and causes a little bit of damage. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like that.
Yeah.
The passive ability, that's the ability that you can just, continuously do throughout the whole game. Stack an extra grenade per inventory slot. So it looks like you can just carry, if you grab one grenade, you can grab 2, and it'll just take up 1 slot. So you can probably hold quite a few grenades. And it also says he can fire the grenades faster and further and more accurate.
Oh, wow. So, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
you could probably just throw them super fast down a tunnel or something the enemy team's in. And apparently he can hold a lot. So if he has a purple bag or something, he could probably hold if you don't have a lot of ammo and stuff, maybe 10 grenades and just keep lobbing them.
That's crazy.
And that's on top of the knuckle cluster that he can also
Yeah.
throw. So it sounds like he's going to have a lot of damage in that sense. And then he has, the final one was the ultimate ability.
Yep.
It looks like he launches a ring of fire that encircles the targets in a wall of flame.
Crazy.
So kind of I'm guessing a Syntax or whatever, the one that kind of causes fire on the floor. I'm guessing it's just going to be like that, around the whole group. So if you try to leave the area, you're going to get damaged and it's going to slow you down a little bit. So they'll be able to hit you as you're leaving. And he'll probably be able to lob a whole bunch of grenades in the middle and his other ability in the middle too. So it sounds like if there's a bunch of people in a house or something, he's going to be able to prevent them from leaving and just start lobbing all his bombs inside it.
Crazy.
So it sounds like he's a pretty good Apex Legends. I'm probably not going to get him right away. I have some other people I want to unlock first, but I'm definitely going to have him on my teams at some point.
He's going to be a different type of dude too. I wonder how he's going to fare on the being picked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm guessing a lot of people are going to pick him in the beginning, just like every season when they get a new Apex Legends. Usually people use their points that have been playing for a long time and have nothing else to spend it on, just to get the new legend and try him out for a bit. But I'm sure it sounds like he's gonna kick ass, especially for somebody who doesn't want to really learn how to use the tactical and ultimate abilities in a strategical way. It sounds like you can just start lobbing shit with him and
pretty much
do a lot of damage.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there's gonna be a lot of more random grenade kills coming up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's the one thing I like about Caustic, and actually unlock the armor I was going to, or the skin I was going to a long time ago. I'm like, why am I just holding off? So I unlocked this like black beard thing where he's like totally covered in black except for like a gold mask. But I think it's good for like tactical because it's not. I hate like light colored skins.
Yeah.
So it's like super standout-ish or like people who wear like gold outfits, stuff like that. So it's pretty tactical. I like it. But I was gonna say it's like a lot like Caustic because Caustic, you know, if you're running down a cave or something. And I was gonna call it an octagon. The ring's shrinking, and he's throwing his traps behind him. You get a lot of random kills that way too, because people start running through, and as they're in the shrinking ring, they're getting injured, so they want to get out. So they don't really see because your vision's a little messed up too. They don't always see the traps, and they're just trying to run through it, and they get hit. And I've got multi kills.
Wow!
From just laying traps and just like standing around and watching my kill count go up. So
that is awesome. You've always been a huge Caustic fan. Yeah, he's a good guy to use.
He's a super good character to use. I wish he was on my team every time, but you know I love Watson too because I can kind of do the same thing with fences, but they don't always like. It's pretty visible. So I usually just get, hey, my fence was broken, so I kind of know where they're coming from.
For sure.
But I do like her little satellite thing that destroys all incoming grenades and stuff like that too. Like that's something.
That would work against. That would work totally against that other. Too. He'd be basically useless. Huh.
And then
maybe we'll see a lot more Watson now too, even more than already.
Yeah. Another thing I like about Watson too is she's a small character.
Yeah.
So you know it's harder to hit. Like the hit boxes are a thing in this game.
Big time.
And Caustic is a little bit of a bigger character. He's just harder to get to. So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. We'll be breaking down the new character rollout next. Is it going to be like a whole? A whole bunch of new shit like the new season?
There's going to be a new map. They're calling it Mayhem.
Whoa!
This season's called Mayhem. Which you know goes good with Fuse, who's just lobbing grenades and shit. Sounds like a lot of mayhem. So maybe it's named that because
interesting.
Of him. It's going to have a new map. I played this one game.
Yep.
And I was pretty much just wiping everybody. We get to the end, and I got a little aggressive. And there was like one guy left, and but he had like a red shield. I think I had like a gold or something.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, he managed to knock me, but he was only a few more hits. And then I had Lifeline. Like right around me, but she refused to lift me up. And she was just like attacking him and running around and chasing him, but he was only one hit, right? So he was kind of just running away. And I kept like calling. I'm like, I typed on a thing, yo, Lifeline, use your tactical. Like you just all
I know. All you gotta do exactly. Yeah.
I just never did it.
And what?
Finally, she kills him, and then I just get risen because if you're like you know kind of alive, but not knocked, you get risen at the end of the game. And it's just like, did you do that just because you wanted the last kill? Like what was that? Like,
wow, let's roll the dice too. Could have lost.
It annoyed me so much, and I was just like, at the end, I was like, wow, man, like really, like
your whole ability, exactly.
And you're just gonna watch me crawl around and say, "Come over here, please, heal me." It's like, no, not gonna happen. And she like walked like by me probably like 5 times, chasing him. It's just like, oh, man. So, yeah, man, if you play Apex Legends and you don't do shit like that, hit me up. So that's my Apex Legends for the week.
Nice. Well done. Can't wait for next week, man. Tune in and we'll see what happens.
Word. New season, new map.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's talk some MMA. Let's break down some XMMA. Having their first show coming back for the first time, and I think it was like 10 years or something. It actually was a pretty good show. I watched a bunch of the highlights, and it actually did not disappoint. Even Francisco Rivera getting the big TKO win over Ryan Lilly. It was just a card stacked with Bellator, former UFC, and Bellator fighters here, Kelly. Marcelo Golm gets a really nice arm triangle choke over Brandon Hebert. Chris Curtis getting the big TKO victory over Kyle Stewart. And Kyle Bochniak getting the close decision over Kao Ugari. And there was another good one. Oh, I thought there was another good one on the undercard, too. I guess I'm mistaken. Yeah, I guess I'm mistaken. And then the main event, James Vick gets TK'd nastily by Andre Filaho. Man, that was a bad finish, man. James Vick's got to hang him up, Kelly. He just got bad. He sticks his head fucking straight up, and he just got dummied. He just basically got hit hard right off the bat, and then that was it. He just never could recover from it.
It's his game plan.
Get
that money and get out.
This Andre Filaho guy, he came from PFL. He also did fight in Bellator 2. Doesn't really have a great career. Fought a lot in Bellator. He was on a 3-fight losing streak.
Wow.
I know exactly before that big win. So they basically threw him thinking that he was going to beat James. James Vick was going to whoop his ass. And here, the exact opposite happened.
If he was in the UFC women's division, he'd be like top 10 on the roster. Only 3 losses in a row? That's it? Not bad.
And James Vick, that's his 5th loss in a row, Kelly. 4 of them by TKO or KO.
It's starting to look like Bob Sapp's record.
Whew. That's not good numbers to have. Especially with that many losses by TKOs or KOs. That's not good. 5 KO losses he has. Total. That's not good. That's not a good stat to have for your mental toughness. But putting on a good show, actually. Thought it was very well done. Good for XMMA.
I wonder what the brain damage was worth to him. Like how much he got paid.
Oof. Not enough. Not enough at all.
I made $2,000 and now I stutter.
Let's talk KSW 58 Parnassy versus Torres. Another good card by KSW. Not really. I couldn't tell if there was fans in the crowd. I do not think there was fans in the crowd at all for this event. I think it was kind of like
just normal.
Just it was a good event. You know, I mean, just done kind of like a warehouse like the last one. It was a pretty good one. There was a good amount of finishes. One crazy fight. Which one? The Guto Innocent getting a arm triangle choke loss. He's more of a kickboxer, but here he gets another loss. I think the guy's like 8-6. Just not a great kickboxer, and he's not good at MMA at all. I believe he fought in Bellator. No, he fought in UFC. Yeah, he fought in Strikeforce. Yes, that's where he fought. He fought in Strikeforce one time, beating Virgil Zwicker, and then he actually got UFC fights. He has 2 UFC fights. He got KO'd by Derek Lewis, and then Anthony Peroche he got choked out by. And kind of just had up and down since then, and he gets another bad... just kind of got ground and pounded. It was really kind of before the finish, it was kind of a rough showing. He just was getting the shit kicked out of him on the ground. Oh, it was this one. It was Shamil Musayev versus Uros Jurasic. It was kind of weird. At the end of the fight, it was Jurasic's corner was kind of... They were protesting something. I couldn't understand what they were arguing in Polish or in Russian or something, but they had to be held back by like the commission team, like the fight commission team. And then all of a sudden, the 2 fighters, they kind of go for a hug, but the guy goes for a straight up takedown, just takes him down and starts ground and pounding him. This is after the fight, and after he's already won. The winner does this to him, and so they're being pried apart, and all mayhem breaks loose in the ring. It was pretty crazy because both the corners were getting into it, and it was pretty nutty. I'll give it to the athletic commission. Those dudes, they went in first. They weren't worried about punches being thrown. They were in there to separate it. Those guys, they weren't little dudes either. They came in there and tried to separate it right away and did a really good job of it. But shit got out of hand there. It was pretty interesting.
It's like a Nate Diaz fight.
It kind of was.
Or like when what was it? Mayhem Miller fucking ran into the octagon after
Jake Shields. Yeah.
Won. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a classic one. Brawl. Classic. It was similar to that. And we see the co-main event with Simon Kolecki getting the huge win over Martin Zawada. Big victory for him.
Yeah.
On that one. Yeah. And we see Daniel Torres with a crazy KO finish over Saladin Parnahasi. Huge win for him. And he wins their featherweight belt with that win. This guy's on a bit of a tear here, fighting out of Austria. Daniel Torres, 4-fight win streak right now, and that's his third win.
Didn't he have a 4-fight win streak before that and another 4 before that?
He did. Yeah, he did. That's hilarious. 4 fights, loses. 4 fights, loses.
He has a thing going on.
4 fights. Oh, I wonder. I'll bet for the next fight for him to lose.
Hey, if you're a betting man.
Yeah, exactly. Bet for him to lose.
Maybe the thing is, once he keeps hitting that top level competition after winning 4 in a row, gets knocked down by the top guy. It's like a Khabib at the top. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's see this spinning back fist here. Oh, weird. No, it was more of a punch. I thought it was just the way they were describing it. I thought it was more of a spinning back fist, but he just straight up forearmed him right in close range.
Yeah.
Huh? Crazy. Very good. Very good. KSW getting it done. I recorded it. I was glad I could record the event and watch it. It was really good. I really enjoy KSW. I think they're probably one of the biggest organizations over in Europe, really, for MMA, and I think they actually put on some really good shows. I think that obviously with COVID, they can't have really any foreign talent. They had a bunch of Brazilians on this card though, but I'm sure they quarantine and shit like that. It's obviously not easy to hold a guy up. It's going to cost you more money for him to come over and quarantine for 2 weeks before he could fight. But good event, and I can't wait for KSW. I would love to see them get more international and be, maybe partnership with the UFC down the road or some shit like that, just to be able to get good talent, or UFC use their talent, because Poland's a hotbed for MMA right now. Good show, man.
Yep.
Episode number 109 in the books. I just want to give a special shout out to everyone out there listening. Everyone checking us out on Twitter, and all of our Spotify peeps. Check us out on Spotify. Love y'all out there. Stephen and Kelly and new podcast. Loving y'all. Almost February. Kelly, and we're getting through here, man.
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble today. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Well, then let's wrap her on up here, my man. For producer extraordinaire Kelly, my name is Steven, and you've been listening to the New Podcast.